that was much better than the first time we did that on the
Yeah.
artifacts. All right, here we go.
So much faster.
Aether Jacket. I get to go first.
Yeah.
Aether Jacket. 3 colorless. I wonder if we have a lot of artifacts. Looks like a decent bit. For a flying vigilance 2/1 for 3, eat your heart out, Windrake. And pay 2, tap and sack this creature to destroy another target artifact, but only as a sorcery. Fantastic art. Pretty solid card. What's not to like here? It's gonna add a little speed to you. It's gonna give you a little evasion there, and then have the ability to take out a big late, vehicle. So I think this is
solid
C to C pushing C plus. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's cool that that's a common.
Yeah. Here we go.
Camera launcher. 3 colorless. Artifact creature construct 2/2. You can exhaust it, put 3 1/1 counters on this creature, and create a colorless Thopter that has flying.
So exhaust is seeming pretty solid. Pushed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that green-red signpost that makes all exhaust cost 2 less just seems ridiculous. Like every time I see an exhaust ability.
Yeah.
And then obviously the one that just lets you keep casting and exhaust every turn. I mean,
just makes another artifact too. Like,
and it's just sure. I love the top-down design from this too, because it's like they're trying to film the races. This is just like a drone launch vehicle, which is the Thopter. I think it's still just like a C because it's like pretty slow and plodding. But they're solid C's. Yeah. Both these last 2 cards are.
Yeah, it's just an artifact that you can play in any color, basically.
Yeah, very solid C's. Guide Light Matrix. 2 colorless for an artifact. When it enters draw, I'm in already. Pay 2, tap, target mount you control becomes saddled until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery.
Whoa.
Target vehicle you control, and then also 2 and tap. Target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. That one you can do anytime because it's a vehicle and they can be crewed anytime, not a sorcery suite.
Yep. This card's good.
It is a lot of nothing. It just like redraws, right? Until you have a bunch of mana in the late game. You're not like skipping playing things on curve to do this, or at least I hope you're not. That's like a fail case, right? Like when are you playing this and doing anything?
I mean, but I do think that like you could play this turn 2 to draw or turn 4 to draw a card and then immediately through a vehicle you played on turn 3. It's not.
Why wouldn't I just play a 4-drop?
I'm saying if you didn't have it, drop.
Yeah, but why wouldn't I just draft any 4-drop over this?
Oh, sure. I mean, although I don't think this is like.
I mean, this is worse than a 4/4 for 4, right? And you weren't high on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm into what this. I see. This card feels like it's trying to avoid a failure case.
It's because it replaces itself.
Yeah, I know. That's how they tempt you. But this card feels like it's trying to avoid a failure case by giving you a slightly different failure case. It's like, you might have failed at crewing things effectively, but don't worry. We have a solution where you spend a lot of mana to do very little, but you redraw. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I am not compelled to play this card ever. So,
I guess
F for me. Yeah. But I could see maybe having to play it and be sad. Marshall's Path Cruiser. This could be good, just from what my eyes are taking in here. 3 colorless for a 6/5. That was the first hint. Uncommon was the second hint. It is a vehicle. When this vehicle enters, search your library for a basic land. Okay, it keeps getting better. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, into your hand. Could be better. Still draws a card, though. Exhaust for Wooburg. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gets 2/1/1 counters on it. So it eventually becomes a permanent 8/7. Otherwise, it crews 5, which is an astronomically high amount. Or 2 pilots. So this is like
weird.
A terrible giant growth. I mean, rampant growth, because it does not actually accelerate you at all.
Yeah, it does only put it into your hand.
But we'll see how many duels we have access to. But if you hit Wooburg on 5, I mean, this is business.
Yeah, that's fair.
Big business. This is an interesting one. Is this good? Because it is just 3 mana, literally nothing. You're never crewing this on. You never are able to crew this on 3. That's not true. You can play the 2/1 on turn 1 and then a 3/1 on turn 2. And then this. Or a 1/1 on turn 1 and the 4/1 no text on turn 2. Also gets to being able to crew this. But then that's also probably not the deck that's playing this. I really can't decide if this is playable at all or not. It seems
Yeah, I don't know
fun.
it is because it doesn't.
I said I was
It's
gonna
cool.
try 4 or 5 color green, so I'll try this. But
I'll give it a try too.
My gut is it's not good. So I would probably evaluate this at like a D plus, but fun factor makes it a C plus.
Pit Automaton 2 colorless for a artifact creature construct 0/4. Tap to add 2 colorless. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. And pay 2 and tap this when you next activate an exhaust ability this turn. Copy it. You may choose a new target for the copy. Huh.
All this is missing is the ability to crew, and I would be so down. This is an uncommon,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Weirdly exhaust centric. Like the adding 2 obviously basically just reduces the cost of all exhausts by 2, like the build around. But has more flexibility in that it can be used obviously for any ability. Or you could make everything more expensive to copy it, which is also pretty compelling. 0/4 for 2.
I mean, in exhaust decks, this seems very good.
Yeah, is it though? I mean, it's a 0/4, and it's not It's not like ramping you to play stuff though.
It's ramping you to exhaust.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of exhaust stuff.
I would start this at a C. Maybe it's better.
Sure.
Like maybe it's like a build around C plus, B minus.
Yeah, I think you obviously want to be an exhaust if you're playing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. But even then, I feel like you really have to get there. These are also all uncommons.
Fair.
You're good.
Racer's Scoreboard. 4 for an artifact. Start your engines. When this artifact enters, draw 2 cards and then discard a card. Max speed. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. F. F.
Is it that bad? Draw 2, discard for 4. Not great.
It's not great.
It's just card neutral overall. Yeah, I'll give you an F.
At best.
It doesn't seem like an F. Yeah, a D plus. Let's be generous here. Rover Blades. Are these Lightning Greaves? Not Lightning Greaves.
No.
It's an equipment vehicle.
Yeah, this is weird.
Rover Blades, 3 mana for a double strike 2/2 artifact equipment vehicle. Equipped creature has double strike. It itself has double strike. And it crews 2 and equips for 4. So it is a 2/2 for 3 with double strike crew 2 that you could just pay 4 mana on to give something double strike.
Or just crew it to trade it with a something with 4.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems fine.
This is good.
Seems like a C plus
A
to me.
C plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good all the time.
Maybe even if you like have mana to some deck that's just flush in mana somehow. Equip abilities.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. C plus.
Scrap Compactor. 1 for an artifact. 3 and tap it, sacrifice this artifact, it deals 3 damage to any target. 6 sacrifice this artifact, destroy a target, creature or vehicle. Straight up.
It's pretty cool that it has the extra level bailout. Normally this is just a 1 cost artifact
Yeah,
that only has
yeah.
the big one.
Yes, yeah. It is just a prepped version of that.
I think this is like a C to C plus maybe even.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is a C as well.
It's playable. Skybox Fairy. A 5 mana,
Amazing
4/4
art.
flying vehicle. Yeah, incredible art. Crew 2, cycling 2. Wow. Very straightforward.
Yeah.
Seems totally fine. Seems like a C. Like
Yeah.
you're not always into
I'm
this.
not excited about it. It's a C minus for me, but
it cycles.
sometimes I don't care. Yeah, it cycles, I know. I want infinite cycle.
I kind of like 4/4 flyers for 5. I mean that seems good. I know you have to crew 2, but
that's pretty easy.
Crew 2 isn't a ton. I mean, okay, let's say this is just straight up a 4/4 flyer for 5 colorless. What do you rate that? B minus? B?
B minus. To a C plus. A vanilla 4/4 for 5 flyer. But it's not. You also have to crew it still.
I know it's not, but it also has cycling. Crew 2 is not huge. Not for it's I guess the way I look at crew, I guess what I'm looking at when I think about crew is like how much is this upgrading a bear with no text? Or like whatever an X, an X2 or whatever, an XX with no other text. And like a 4/4 flying is so demonstrably better than a generic 2/2 or a pilot. Like it's a whole class better that I don't even consider what's crewing it anymore, really, in my mind.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I really don't care that it's crew 2 because a 4/4 flyer will just win the game.
Yeah.
And cycling
this
2
also could be good in aggressive decks, like at the end of it, just to like.
I think it's great in an
something to
aggressive
attack
deck.
in over top.
Yeah, I think it's great in an aggressive deck. That's what I'm saying. Like I think it's better in just a deck that just wants to play nothing but creatures. It's like deal with me early, then I play this. Now you have to deal with this. That's going to take resources, but then you have to deal with my creatures. I mean, yeah, I think this is legit a C because even if that's not for whatever reason what you're doing, you just cycle it. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not clogging up stuff. I think it's a solid C. Watch LSV be like, Paul Cheon's gonna be like, this card's garbage. Gabe's right. Shut up, Thomas.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Starting column. 3 for an artifact. Start your engines. Add 1 mana of any color.
There it is.
Next speed. Sacrifice this artifact. Draw 2 cards and discard a card.
It's a 5-color green card.
Yeah. What do you feel about this?
I think 3 mana rocks are bad. I think this is exclusively a funny 5-color green card, and I think it is functionable at I think it's functional at like a C level in that deck specifically, and it's not playable in anything else, or you're gonna lose the game.
Okay.
But
Yep.
I like that it can cash out for cards late too, like once you've established
It
one
is nice
card
that it
otherwise.
cashes out. Yeah.
So it's a little better for that deck. Ticket Tortoise. 2 mana for a 1/3 turtle. I'm trying to figure out what
It's 3/1.
exactly is the tortoise. Yeah, sorry, a 3/1. My eyes can't. Okay, now I see it. Do you see it? This is its
Yeah, yeah. I
head,
mean, I see
and
it.
like it's like carrying a
Yeah,
platter or something. Yeah, Ticket Tortoise. I
it
could not
is
figure it out. It's
more of a ticket crab to me, but
yeah, it does look more like a crab. I agree. It's a 3/1 um defender, which is a very awkward stat line. When this creature enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you create a treasure token. What a weird card.
yeah,
What a very weird card. So this is trying to incentivize you to play off curve to ramp, right? Because the idea is your opponent's on turn 3. You play this on
yeah.
your turn 3 before your third land, you get the treasure, and like maybe double 2-drop or something on turn 3. Admit one. Enjoy the race. I have no idea what to do this card. I think this is a D plus, right? Like, why are we
It
playing 3?
cruise.
Huh? Oh, it does crew. You're right about that. It does crew. Okay. C
It's
minus.
a weird card.
It's very strange. I think it's D plus C minus. Like, I don't know why I'm playing a 3
I
1
agree. It's not.
defender.
Yeah,
The treasure thing is all just making you play off pace like that's just
it's just
weird.
mid. Yeah, yeah.
Here you go.
But walking sarcophagus. 2. Artifact creature zombie cat.
Zombie
The
kitty.
2/1. So 2/1 for 2. Start your engines. Max speed. This creature gets +1/+2.
I think this card's pretty important. I think its existence is pretty important.
Yeah,
Like, it's what I've been saying for the entire review is I'm not enthused about starting my engines at 3, but at 2, like the difference between 2 and 3 is just huge for starting your engines because again, if you have a
yeah,
1-drop to as we've said, start on 2, be able to attack with the 1-drop and immediately get to 2, and now this thing is a potentially a 3/2 for 2 colorless, at some point. Well, it's probably
yeah,
trading
yeah,
off before that, but yeah, I think
yeah. Still,
this is like a C plus. Honestly, if you are a speed focused deck, I think you're happily playing 2 and maybe even 3 of these. It just
yeah,
depends how much
yeah.
early
Just to
start your
guarantee
engine
you're
you
hitting
have.
it.
Like how if you're in a speed deck, like what do you want? I mean, obviously you want all the 1-drops that you can get to start your engines, but let's say realistically you're looking for like what would you be happy with? Like 3 1-drops and 6 2-drops that do it?
Yeah, yeah,
Because 3 and 4-drops or whatever are just going to randomly have it, and you're not going to really care.
right. Yeah, you
Like,
don't care about it. Yeah, it has to be 1 and 2.
yeah, see,
Starting it.
like I, that's kind of what I've been formulating in my brain is I want, like, if I'm very dependent on speed with some max speed payoffs, like a pretty fast deck, I want at least 3 1-drops if possible. That might be hard to get. And then for 2
Yeah,
drops, like absolute minimum 4, preferably
yeah,
6, and then like 2 or 3 3-drops is a fallback, and then I don't care about anything else. But for that reason, I think the
yeah,
first one of these is a C plus, and then the next 2 are probably C's.
yep.
Insights,
Agree.
insights. Wreck
It's you.
remover. I like it. 4 man. Now, this looks kind of like a turtle.
It is tossing this wreckage. Yeah,
It's a construct. It's a 4 mana artifact creature construct 3/4. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. You gain 1 life. Cycling 2. Just the C minus is C minus, I think.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like it's the most. This is going to be like it might be too bad for this, but whenever limited resources does a sunset, one of their categories is the most begrudgingless playable card. That's what this reminds me of. It's like I really don't want to play it, but I guess this is a C minus. Um,
yeah. I'm not enthused.
yeah. and it cycles. So, oh, we did it
Oh,
to
lands.
lands. Exciting lands, though. I
Yeah.
think you get the first one.
Omket Raceway. Start your engines. Add one colorless, max speed. Tap target creature gains haste. So you can
Eh,
do it on vehicles.
I mean, I
In two
certainly,
colors, I'll play this.
I certainly like that they're printing lands that don't come into play tapped and are utility lands.
Yeah, yeah.
Will okay, so you said you will play this in a two color deck. Sure. I would say that's reasonable, but would you pick this? Because this is taking a mana to give it haste. It's not free. It is
I mean,
increasing cost.
in a beat down deck, a hasty creature make all.
It's increasing the mana cost by one.
I understand.
So you could have just played it a turn
Saying
earlier
if you're
potentially.
fast enough that maybe.
I would say it's not
Not if
necessarily.
you draw this late.
Yes, the only time this makes you faster is if you already have more mana than you need in like the end late game, and it could make the difference. But so could not being able to play your red 2-drop because you have black mana in this.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like, where would you pick this? Like, I wouldn't I would not prioritize this at all. Like, I agree with you that I might play one heavy emphasis on might, but I would pick this like it's a D.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. Maybe only in like red black or red white where I feel like I can start your
I
fast.
think green. I'm in for green more because green is the least likely to have haste, the most likely to have the mana, and the most likely to have trample on the creature that I'm giving haste.
Fair.
Avishkar Raceway. We got all the raceways. Oh, so here's a fun fact: the extended art raceways are only available in the first line bundle or whatever, like the special bundles.
Oh, interesting.
Not available in any other product. Any. And they're
Huh.
guaranteed. They're guaranteed hits in that one, including the Soul Ring one, which is the rare, or like the double mana one, the really good one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
potentially really good one. All right, now this one is a land that starts your engines and taps for a colorless, and then you max speed can use it to rummage. So several things here. One, it's kind of awkward that it is you you don't really want to play this on turn one because you want to the most ideal situation, right, is this is turn two where you have a 1-drop, as we've
Yeah.
always said, right?
Yeah.
um but then also you could just play one of your hopefully many 2-drops that do this. So like, how really important is starting your engines on a
Yeah.
land? I guess it
Especially
is.
when it costs 4 to discard and draw a card.
Yeah, but at the same token, it's just like an extra start your engines. Like, maybe you just have a hand that doesn't have a one, or maybe it does have a 1-drop, but it doesn't have a 2-drop that has start your engines. But then this does. Like, that's the dream, right?
Yeah.
Because then you just go
Sure.
1-drop and then start your engines, and you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
get your
yeah.
2-drop.
Yeah, I think if you're in a deck where you really care about starting your engines, you're gonna value these higher.
And I think that max speed of just being able to rummage is quite good. Procs discard, like, it's gonna get you the answers to win the game in the late game. So this, I think,
Yeah.
is at least a C, if not a C. Like, you need to care about speed, period, to play this. But assuming you care about speed, I think this is at least a C and maybe a little higher. Just the first one, unless you happen to be like monocolor somehow, or like almost monocolor. Then maybe I'd play two, but still probably only one. Oh,
Oh,
no more
rules.
reading. So we get tapped gain lands. Those are some of the
Yeah.
best. Some of the best
Commons.
common duels. I assume we actually get one of every color because we had every color combination in this set. It seemed like. Oh, we also get these, so there is more reading. Your go.
Country roads. This land enters tapped unless you control a mount or vehicle. taps for white, and for 1 and a white, sacrifice this land. Well, 1 and a white, tap it, sacrifice this land. Create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token. Weird.
I'd seen these, but that is really expensive. Decelerate an entire land and take a turn off to make a 1/1.
I mean, I feel like that's only happening like this is only happening late game, just to have an extra pilot.
You'd certainly hope it is only happening late game.
I mean, I'm not taking this highly, but I am. If I am in vehicles, I'm gladly picking them up at the latter half of a pack
Yeah.
happily.
So you
if I have
draft
vehicles.
it like a C minus D plus.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty good in
I might
those
take
decks.
I mean, they're uncommons. I might take the first one at like
Yeah.
a C level, potentially, just to have one. I like that it helps against flood because I hate flood. And then all of them basically do that. Yeah. They're all the same. I think obviously in white.
Oh, interesting. They are all the same.
They're probably the best.
Yeah, it's really good in white. Yeah.
Oh, here's a new one. I'll take it.
Or
Night
red.
Market. The land is tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color, but it cycles for 3.
The cycle.
See, I think this is a C, just because it can cycle.
Yeah.
Again, I hate
cycles.
I hate flood, so yeah. There's another one that's the same. One of every color. Excuse me. Every dual land.
Yeah.
All these dual lands are basically
All
C pluses. They're quite good.
Yeah, they're all good.
And that's it. We did it. We did it. And I only almost fell asleep twice. Yeah, interesting set. Maybe the hardest to evaluate
interesting set.
ever. There's like some awkward non sequiturs. There was some Zenergies, like the whole discard Zenergy thing, like didn't really seem fleshed out.
Great payoffs.
Yeah, at least this rarity level.
Yeah.
There wasn't artifact payoffs either, really. Like there was really like caring about sacking artifacts. And there's like a couple things that counted, like the red removal spell, right? There were some things that counted, but that was really mainly just vehicles and mounts. There was no real like caring about numbers of artifacts there was some. I think the Dimir. Yeah, that Dimir 5 mana spell cared about just pure artifacts, and Affinity does.
Yeah.
It feels.
Blue cares a lot. Blue also did have the good uncommon payoff, and then red also had a good uncommon payoff for the 1/1 or for discarding.
For discarding. Okay. Yeah, if
they both get 1/1 counters.
It feels like
it costs 2, but it has flying.
So I guess that would be a takeaway. Is I would even go and review like specifically the payoffs because they felt pretty lean, and those should jump up in priority because I think we saw much more engine than payoffs. But also maybe they're trying something with this set where like most of the payoffs are higher rarities. Like the lower rarities are like all engine, and then the higher rarities are payoff, which makes sense. I can see that being a good design philosophy. To try out. I don't think that's really what they've done in the past. We have to pick our favorite basic.
Oh.
I do love Plains. That one's the winner so far. Plains is still the winner for me.
Plains is still
the winner.
Yeah, Plains.
That's kind of neat, but I still like the Plains.
This one.
I like that one.
Kind of generic.
Still the Plains. Oh, that's it.
Plains. There's only 5?
Yeah, because the other ones are
special versions.
Oh no, there's more. I have to do this. It's not gonna do it unless I can. I'll do it real quick. Advanced. Colorless. Type line. Land. Well, all the land is common, and then you do show all cards. Oh wait, set Aetherdrift. No, those images full. All right. Let's see. Here's the EAs.
Yeah. The good EA.
Yeah. Right. Here's the forest.
That's pretty cool.
This one is pretty cool. Have to review that planes, but this is at least second. Ooh.
It's also pretty cool.
I don't hate that one either.
Yeah.
This one's funny. FPS view
very funny.
for FPD, first person
okay,
driver.
Though.
Yeah.
Cruising through piss. This I am into though. This is by far my favorite.
You know, I don't like agreeing with Pleasant Kenobi on anything. However, I am highly skeptical of
I think
this
in
treatment.
person this will look really cool.
This might be why people are skeptical of the set. This.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. Yeah, we already talked about that one. Oh, there's a Lotus everywhere.
That's fun.
Like all these Lotus ones. And the Spire ones are kind of neat too. Again, very New Capenna here, I think. It's a ship.
I like this. I like this.
You like this one? Yeah, it's kind of funny. It feels like a secret layer, honestly, quite a bit.
Yeah, and this guy just jumping over.
Yeah, he's doing the leap. I do like how this one especially feels like it put me in the race. Like the other one was a little too cartoony, but I actually feel like I'm in a video game here. Like we're engaged in the race. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, the first one definitely felt cartoony.
And now we're hallucinating in a bottle of piss in a race.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I love like the rest of this art.
This is
like
cool. Yeah.
I love everything but the presumption of piss. The only thing that's worrying me.
This golden monument behind might be cool if it actually looks golden.
If it's golden, yeah. We talked about that one. Oh, again, the Lotus ones. Pretty cute.
Yeah.
Pretty cute
They're
mountain.
cute.
They're trying, if they can just include Lotus in a card and it hold any value. Yeah, and then like the city one. So yeah, there's like 3 categories of all of them. Here we go. We're racing again.
This one's pretty.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Pretty.
This one feels kind of Star Warsy because we got like the 2 suns over here in the distance.
It feels the most pod racy.
Yeah, we're pod racing out here on a little Tatooine. Yeah, not terrible. Piss.
This is cool. Sorry.
It is cool. I love the art style of all of these.
Village is very cool.
I just wish they were awesome full art lands in this style instead of piss. Yeah. Like, this is better if it's just the actual unadulterated art, right? It has to be.
Maybe.
Still like that plains. Oh, there's a Lotus Stadium for you.
Yeah, that's pretty.
The market view.
Fine.
Oh.
This is the pod racer one.
This one has a feeling of speed to it. Yeah, don't hate it. All right, let's see some piss. Here we go. Yeah, like this is 10 times better than this one.
Yeah.
This is just useless. This is a useless representation of the same card.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like they should have quality controlled this. Like someone should have looked at this and be like, "This is the special one," and then they're like, "Maybe not." Again, this looks good.
It looks good.
But given the previous contrast, I want to see this version of it. But we never get that version of these cards.
Works with plains color a little bit better.
This
cool.
Oh, this is the Lotus one. I see.
This is the Lotus, yeah. I like this quite a bit.
It's Ron Spencer. Oh, that city one's kind of cool too. I like that. This is very Gungan.
Yes. Yes, it does look quite Gungan.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh. Gungans go a-racing.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I bet this
I want to
foil is
play
sick.
this Mario Party level or
Yeah.
Mario Kart level.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I dig that. Oh, look, worse. This is
That's
the
nice.
this is the worst of these, though. I think, but is
It is the
also
worst of these. Yeah.
it
Agreed.
also is the least impacted by piss. I think because it's already cauldron of piss.
A boiling stew of it.
A hit. Is that it? That's it. We did it. We
Surely
did it
that's it.
again.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now just the fun stuff.
Next, the fun stuff, and we get to talk about, since we're going to do that tomorrow, we will still remember all of our little engines to identify what payoffs we, we will benefit from.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep like when we go over the rares and mythics, like a little like whatever color we're in pulled up on the side. Just check the payoffs.
Don't you dare.
I will.
Trying too hard. All right. Bye, everyone. Peace. And by everyone, I mean